Hello, it's Dr. Rhonda Johnson, and today is Sunday, October 30th, 2022. And today I'm talking about deaths from COVID by occupation. Now, my information comes from a report from the National Vital Statistics, which was published on October 28th, 2022. Now, this report looks at deaths from COVID in 2020, the year that the pandemic first started, by occupation, and it describes COVID deaths in 2020 among U.S. residents between the ages of 16 to 64 years of age in 46 states and New York City. So the report found that in 2020, COVID-19 deaths rates were higher in people who worked in essential critical infrastructure workforce. Now, these workers were most often required to work in person throughout the stay-at-home orders in 2020, and the report notes that some job tasks and working environments associated with some of these occupations and industries may have increased SARS-CoV-2 exposure risk. So what were the findings? Well, the workers who were in the protective services occupations, that's police officers, firefighters, correctional officers, security guards, etc., experienced the most COVID-19 deaths, according to this report. The report also showed that workers involved in food preparation, construction, and transportation died at twice the rate for all industries combined. Now, the report notes that it is not confirmed whether the people contracted COVID while at work. Now, the report noted that healthcare practitioners had surprisingly low death rates compared to other essential workers, and said that this is probably due to the fact that healthcare workers had procedures in place to mitigate exposure. The report also suggested certain workplace protections, such as proper ventilation, distribution of masks, and the ability to take sick leave may have played a role in safer workplaces. Now, the data came from the CDC. This report has a whole lot more detailed data and methodology, which is beyond the scope of my message, but I'll include the link. Now, for my opinion, although the data looks at deaths from 2020, I think there are some key lessons that we can learn from this. And one key takeaway is that if you work in a high-risk occupation, such as the protective services, the importance of being vaccinated and up to date with COVID boosters cannot be emphasized enough. Another key takeaway, in my opinion, is that mitigation measures can help. As we enter into our third COVID winter, folks, I think it's critical to do everything you can in terms of non-pharmaceutical interventions to minimize your risk of getting COVID. That includes addressing ventilation, wearing a mask, and avoiding certain environments if possible. Now, that is my message for today as I close out October. Folks, I'll see you in November. But in the meantime, please be careful and, be well.